Hey everyone, this is Charlie from Plexus IT. Today we're going to be taking a look at Project Spartan. You may have heard that Internet Explorer is going to be going away, and Spartan, at least that's the current name for it, is going to be its replacement. So a few nights ago I downloaded build 10049 of the Windows 10 Pro Technical Preview, and this particular build comes with Spartan. So let's take a look at it. Down here in the Task Manager, you can see I've got my links for Chrome, good old IE, and that's Spartan. Always loads with that splash page so far with the blue and white globe, and of course it takes us right to the MSN home page. That's the home. That's the default home page, as with any Internet Explorer build. And I'll go ahead and maximize that for you so you can take a look at it. First thing you notice is that it's very flat, just like Windows 8 was, and the later versions of Office has a very flat look, not a lot of shadowing going on in the fonts and the icons. And well, one of the things that I like about Spartan that I could tell you about right away is this reading mode. So MSN.com is very distracting. It's intentionally like that. So you'll sit here and click and hang out and see the advertisements and buy the products. Personally, I always set my homepage to Google.com because when I open up a browser, the first thing that I'm going to do probably is research and not just surf the web and waste time. So like I said, one of the things that I like about this is this reading mode, or distraction-free reading, as Microsoft calls it. So I thought we could take a look at, let's find a more positive. I see a lot of negative headlines here. Let's find something more positive. Let's go with Muppets to Return. These are popular Bing searches. If I click on this, it's going to take me to Bing search results. Let's find something that's actually an article. Go here, or here's an article, and there's the Muppets, and I want to read the story. I don't want to be distracted with stories about Deion Sanders and Amber Rose wanting Wiz back. No, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna click this this icon up here, the little open book reading view. I'll click that, and it takes me to a nice distraction-free article. Look how short that article actually is compared to this site. It looks like it's going to be so much more, but it's not. It's just this little press release blurb here. So that's distraction-free reading. I do like that. And we could also take a look at some other things that I've noticed. If you right-click something in here, let's go with the word brand. I'm going to right-click the word brand. Now, typically in IE, I could right-click that, and I would get a search with Google or search with Bing. In this case, there is only one search engine so far, at least in this particular release, and that's Ask Cortana. In the right pane, we get a dictionary, or actually it's a Wikipedia definition. I did this earlier, and the definition came from oxforddictionary.org. And let's do it with a personality. Let's go with Disney, corporate name rather, and we'll ask Cortana what we get. And we get a little bit more. It's not just Wikipedia. It's we get the stock price and some related things as well. Let's compare that real quick to what I'll do is I'm going to grab a copy of this URL, and let's compare that to right-click search in IE, and I'll go down here, and first I'm going to do the word brand. So if you recall before when we did brand, we got a Wikipedia search result, and in this case I get all kinds of things. Images of brand through Wikipedia again, and a definition from thefreedictionary.com. And let's go back here, and let's also do a search for Disney. Right click, search with Bing, and it'll be very similar. So it doesn't load it up in that sidebar, which is kind of nice, but it does open it up in another tab. I think that's pretty cool. I hope that eventually we're back in. Let's go back to Spartan. Hopefully we'll see this expand. It won't be just Ask Cortana. We'll get some other options in here too, where you can customize your this with different search engines. Some other things to take a look at in here are the new favorites section. We can our favorites are listed here, but also we have this little guy here is your reading list. So you could add websites to your reading list. I've already added some, like my the Plexus IT blog, msn.com, and this is your downloads. This is not working yet in this particular version, so eventually we'll get a list of all of our downloads that we've done over the web. And history is not being recorded yet either, so this is where your history will go. I like this. This is very easy to get to it. And then in some of the previous builds of Firefox and Chrome, it's a little bit harder to, you have to dig for your history. And I like to have it just right there. Being somebody that does a lot of web research, and I need to go back to a website that I was on yesterday. I don't remember the name of it. It's nice to have that history right there and easily accessible. Microsoft is also incorporating this new web note feature. Click that, it's going to give you another little drop-down menu, and it's within here you can mark up the page. So if I click on this little guy here, I could choose a color, and I can circle this, and I can share it with others, and it will make a local copy and send a link. Or send a screenshot. Right now the sharing is rather limited to a reading list in OneNote. I suppose that eventually that will also include your typical social media websites, Twitter, Facebook, etc., as well as email. And if I just click out of that, it goes away. I can save it to my reading list. I can put it here and add that to my reading list. Or also, if we go back over here, we can, if we send it to somebody, maybe we don't want to circle it, we could just put a little note and say, hey, I like this for our website. And I'm sure this will be easy for your friend to understand what you're talking about. You like this particular feature for your website that you're building. There's also a cutout tool, and we can just cut something out like this, and then the same options would be available. You could save it for your reading list, you could save it for later as an image, or you could share it. And if we just click exit, it goes away, and all your markups go away as well if you haven't saved them. I'm not really that impressed with this feature. I do a lot of web research, I do a lot of IT support, and when I want to show somebody something, I already use what's been in Windows 7 for quite some time, and that's the snipping tool. I grabbed a snip earlier. I'll open that up, and that's available through Start Programs Accessories, the snipping tool, and I always put that right down there in my taskbar to use easily. So let's get a new snip. I'll start from scratch here. So I would click on my snipping tool. I'm going to say new, and I really like this little picture here, and I'm going to show it to my daughter. And I can save it locally. I can copy it and paste it into a Word document. I can click this one, and it will automatically load it into the body of a new email message. I can click the pen, and I can circle something. I can change the color on the pen too. Maybe I want to be a red one and circle this really cool chef's hat. Or I can highlight, and I can highlight this like that. And if I don't like it, if I make a boo-boo, I can easily erase any of my markups. Okay, so this is something that's already been around, that they're incorporating it into the new browser. I don't think that has a lot of wow factor for me. I'm hopeful that if they really want to create a new browser experience, that they could come up with something more innovative than that, than something that already exists. I'll go ahead and click no. I'm not going to save that. What else can I show you? This little happy face guy here. This is actually part of the Windows 10 technical preview, and this is to give feedback to Microsoft on what we think, what previewers think of various aspects of the program as it's coming out. So that's it for Windows 10, or rather Spartan. It is rather Spartan. There's not a lot to it so far. I think Microsoft just wants, at this point, it's good enough to roll out to the previewers, and also just to get us used to the name and or the icon and it being in the build. And if something earth-shattering comes out and I find out about it, I'll be sure to take a look at it and let everybody know. So that's been it. Your first look at Microsoft's Spartan browser, as it appears in the Windows 10 Technical Preview 10049.